What up, though? Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Notoriously Opinionated. This for real. This I'm gonna call the Dolo version. You know what I'm saying? I've decided for this particular episode because of really what I want to get out there, because of what I want to discuss. Um, I want all comments. Is what I want. I want all comments. Uh, I want you to blow the chat box up. Uh, but I don't necessarily want I ain't gonna say I don't want, you know what I'm saying? If during the discourse you decide that you want to pop on and be a guest, be my guest. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't schedule a guest for tonight, and I did it on purpose. Um because there's a few things I want to go over. There's a few things I want to talk about. Um And to be perfectly honest, I'm gonna be all over the place. So yeah, I'm about to be all over the place. But blow up the chat box, man. It's your man, Negus to God, aka Scrap, aka Scrapadocious, aka I got a lot of monikers, names, and appellation. I got one appellation. My mama only named me one thing, but but so yeah, there's a lot that I really want to that I really want to go over. But first off, um, I want to talk about Breakout Media Group. Breakout Media Group is my new company. It is what is going to be the umbrella. It's going to be the umbrella trust for everything that I do. It's going to encompass my merchandise. It's going to encompass my show. It's going to encompass a lot of different things. It's been a dream of mine, and I'm gonna tell you what's up with this. What it do, homie? Uh, I'm gonna tell you how it really came about. All right, so everybody know me. You know, all of y'all that's been rocking with me, y'all know me, y'all know my story, y'all know where I came from, where I've been, and hopefully you see where I'm going. Well, a lot of times there was a lot of days that I didn't know if I was actually a benefit to people, if I was actually helping people, if I was actually uh being the type of man that I needed to be for other young men. What's good, Marv? What's up with you, homie? Salute. Uh, but yeah, and the homie you know what I'm saying? He been around me for years, you know. Uh, but I know that what I tried to do is I tried to be a good leader, you know what I'm saying? And I believe I was a good leader. Anybody that know me and was with me, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I was a good leader because I was once a good soldier. I was a good follower. You know what I'm saying? I knew how to watch my leaders and pick up things from them. I believe that's what a good leader does. Um, and then extracts the things that they saw as flaws from their leaders and created a strength within themselves, right? So that's what I attempted to do. Um, and I'll be the first to admit that I fucked up a whole generation. You know, I I I fucked up a whole generation on some bullshit, right? And I will be the first to admit it, right? But at the same time, I've given my all to give back, you know. Um, and so I listened and I was taught, and so now I teach. Um, I give my opinion, and thus the name of the show, Notoriously Opinionated. But back to the Breakout Media Group. So Breakout Media Group has been in the works for decades. You know, um, it just didn't manifest until 2021. I encouraged and gave the building blocks to other individuals. It's like, hey man, you need to start your own business, bro. You know what I'm saying? We in a situation where we're not gonna live long enough. It is insanity to me. It is insanity. This is okay. So they talk about insanity. I'm gonna give you my definition of insanity. My definition of insanity is this: you go to school from kindergarten to the 12th grade, right? Then you graduate high school and you immediately go to college, right? You obtain your bachelor's degree. That's 4 years. Then you obtain your master's degree. That's another 2 years. Then if you want to go for your doctorate, that's another 6 years. So you in school for a whole anywhere you in school after high school from a whole 8 to 12 more years. You out of college finally around the age of 24, and you start your new job, you start your new career, right? And you work that job for 40 years and then you retire, right? And they give you a retirement package. When you're like 70 years old, you're like 65, 70 years old when you get to retire from the bullshit. When you finally get out the rat race, you're 65, 67, 70 years old by the time you actually get to kick it. Are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? You finally get to kick it. You work all them years, and now when you 70, now you get to lean back, and now you get to kick it. For real? At 70? Damn that. Damn that. I ain't got that kind of time. I'm not trying to do that kind of math. That kind of math don't add up to me. I'm not going to live long enough to work a job long enough to create the kind of retirement that would even have me be satiated. Not at all. That's insane to me. That's insane. But you have some people who the only thing they care about is their check to check stability. And that's it. And they're fine with that. They're good with that. And I'm not even saying that there's anything wrong with it, right? That's just not the life for me. You know, I have entirely too much talent to waste it working for someone else. I have entirely too much talent to waste it. Marv, you stupid. I ain't got you for real talk. I don't have it. I don't have it in me. You know what I'm saying? To work for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Because my mentality, I have a write a check mentality, not a get a check mentality. You know? And so my point for telling you all this is I've been encouraging people for years. Go get your check. You know, go get your checkbook so you can write checks for other people, right? Start your own business, do your own thing, get your EIN, get your this LLC, put all your ducks in a row and start your own business, and then you can live your life. And all my little dudes did it. So many of my little dudes came home and was like, Pops, I did this. I did this. Blase, LLC, dump truck company, boxing gym, all these companies. We all together one night. We was at a white party, right? We was at a white party in the city. It was cats from all over. Cats from KCK, KC Mo, Wichita. Everybody was down here. We all chilling. We all kicking it, right? And here's what fucked me up. All these were dudes that I encouraged to get their own business. And we was like, man, it's about 1 o'clock in the morning. They're like, man, where y'all want to go after we leave here? And it's like, man, we can go here, we can go there, we can go here, we can go there. I'm like, man, I got to go home. I got to go to work in the morning. And they was like, oh shoot, I got my own business. I set my own hours. Oh shit, I got my own business. I set my own hours. Oh shoot. And so just all the way down the line, Cass is like, bro, I got my own business. I make my own hours. All these was dudes that I encouraged to get their own business, and they all did it. And now I'm the only motherfucker that gotta go to work? Mm-mm. Absolutely not. That's not gonna keep, no, absolutely not. Number one, I got too much to give. I got too much wealth as far as knowledge goes to allow myself to ever continue to be a slave to anybody else to a 2 week check. Damn that, not gonna keep happening. So breakout media group is a thing. Notoriously opinionated in the areas of human activity is gonna fall within breakout media group. I have my own LLC, and I am now going to start generating revenue for myself to where I am my own boss. And if I decide that I don't want to do anything and I get up when I want to, I just can't stop getting up at 6 a.m. though. You know what I'm saying? Like the commercial used to say, I get more done by 8 a.m. than most people do in a day. You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to grind. That's how you got to go get it, especially when you got your own business. That's how you got to go get it. Now, why else am I saying all this? I'm saying all this because I can't see it. I can't see you. You can see me, but I can't see you. But raise your internal hand if when they got to talking about this $600 in stimulus that you was like, oh, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah, let me get that. Let me get that. And then when they got to talking about that 2 racks, you was like, oh, you already calculating what you going to do with this money before you even got it, knowing that you wasn't going to get the 2 racks. But you should have got the 2 racks. Why should you have got the 2 racks? And why were you content with only getting the 600, right? When they was only talking about giving you 500 for real, for real. So, matter of fact, let me go back. Let's do some math real quick. If you were affected by COVID and you lost wages in the United States as a result of COVID, up to this point, unless you lost your job, you got a little bit more, right? But if you didn't lose your job, but you just lost wages, you probably got somewhere around, let me see, that $1,200 stimulus package at the beginning, the $600 that just sent everybody. Let's see, it's about $1,800 over the last 10 months. You know what I'm saying? They've been giving that out in other countries, but this is the greatest country. This is the country to where when NBA stars win a championship, they world champions, because this is the greatest country. You know what I'm saying? But Canada's up there looking at us like 1,800 in 10 months? Man, we was giving that to people every month. We was giving people that every month. Like, that's what you was getting if you were affected by COVID up here, you know. That's what they was doing. Now, yeah, man, facts, homie. You know what I'm saying? So, and like the homie said, let me put that on the screen. I ain't gonna put the second one on the screen. Let me put that on the screen though. So, here's why Walmart got that money. Walmart got that money, and the system knew, because Walmart is big business, right? Walmart is getting to a point to where they too big to fail. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna let Walmart fail. Walmart is big business, you know. So you got your stimulus check and you ran to Walmart, and depending on certain things, you know what I'm saying, you might have already still had that big screen in layaway from Christmas that you wasn't able to get. That $600 help you get that big screen, help you get that whatever. bullshit that you didn't need, or even the things that you really did need. You probably really needed that $600 to feed your family, right? That too is a shame. The fact that there is the mass majority of the people in this country that are living literally paycheck to paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Like literally living paycheck to paycheck. Tell me this. This is another one. Here's another question for you. If your car breaks down, you can't get to work. If you can't get to work, you can't make the money to support your family, and thus the car ends up being of vital importance to you. So if something happens to that car, fucks up the whole rotation. The car connects to the job connects to the money comes back to the household, which is spent throughout the household for sustenance until the next paycheck. Who could go if they incurred a $500 situation that happened with a car? Who could just go to their bank, get $500 out their account, and pay for that? I'll wait. You know why I can wait? Because it's not that many. It's not that many people who got just a spare ass $500 in their bank account that they can just use willy-nilly. You know what I'm saying? It's not happening like that. That is the case for most people in America. They don't have that extra money to do what is necessary to do, and so they are dependent upon these other things. They are dependent upon the government helping them. They are dependent upon that. But I'm going to tell you what. I could do a whole show just on stuff that Frederick Douglass said. Like a whole show, but I could do shows about Frederick Douglass quotes. I could just do a quote by Frederick Douglass and do a whole show about it. But one of the things I used to talk about, and this is when I get on my educating the youth kick, you know, when he said better to grow strong children than to repair broken men, right? Better to raise strong children than to repair broken men. But here's the thing about the $600 and the stimulus and everybody grasping at that, like that $600 wasn't yours to begin with. That 600, matter of fact, the 2 racks was yours to begin with. Damn the 600. The 2 racks was yours to begin with. You feel me? The 2 racks was yours. But more often than not, what ends up happening now, and I want to see what Joe do. You dig? I want to see what Joe do. Joe more than likely is going to have all 3 branches of government be Democratic. That is a rarity, right? That is a rarity. And so now the problem with that is, if the Democrats don't come through, having all 3 branches of government be Democratic or be predominantly Democratic, like they will have the majority in the House, the Senate, and they'll have a Democrat in the White House. See what your everything looks like after that. You know what I'm saying? Just see what happens. Just see, you know, because up until now, like, so you go back before Trump, right? You go back to Obama, because Trump always blamed the Democrats for the fact that he couldn't get anything passed, which is why he wrote out EAs like tweets. You know what I'm saying? EOs. He was writing executive orders like they was tweets, right? Like, But at the same time, he's tweeting out what he's EOing. This dude is putting nationally sensitive information out on Twitter. He's communicating with other world leaders on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? As if that shit is cool. Now, let me get back. So you got, I'm off on a whole lot of different things. So I need to stay on Trump for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And I think the reason why I got on him is because this fool is steadily trying to figure out how not to get indicted. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to figure out how not to get indicted, how not to go to prison. Can I pardon myself? No, motherfucker, you can't. You can't pardon yourself. How? I'm not understanding how. I mean, in a way, because I'm a Libra, I can see both sides of a thing. You know what I'm saying? I have the ability to be bipartisan within my goddamn self. You know what I'm saying? I have the ability to be bipartisan within myself. So you have people who felt like Trump was a quote unquote straight shooter, that he was going to shoot straight. With it wasn't that he was shooting straight. He's just too stupid to realize that he wasn't supposed to be saying the shit that he was saying. Now, the thing about things coming out, Trump said a lot of shit he wasn't supposed to say that actually came out. However, if you just read a little bit, they all do it. They all do it. All politicians do it because it's what they talk about in their households. You know, the things that they end up slipping up and letting out, and some of it wasn't even slips. It's just what they talk about in their own households. And to them, it's damn near common knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Buddy, some years ago. So here's really what it is. When you are knowledgeable and educated on a certain thing and you hear it, you can decipher it and you can understand what it's saying. To where, but if you are unknowledgeable about a certain thing, it'll sound foreign to you. You know what I'm saying? So, if I was to say ninasema Kiswahili, right? Those of you who do not speak a lick of Swahili will not know what the hell I just said. And so it goes right over your head. Those of you who do speak Swahili know exactly what I said. Law and politics is no different. They're speaking to you in a language that you don't understand. And so when they say it and they're talking to each other in this language that they all understand, it's nothing. It's like the people who are my camaraderie understand exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm not talking their head. So they get it. It's like when you hear it and you understand, it's like, whoa. Did he just say that? He just said that, right? But to them, it's common knowledge. But if you have no clue because you're not learned and you're not studied up, you know, it'll go, as my dad used to say, it goes right over your head. You know, it goes right over your head, and that's just that, you know. So I completely agree with you. So that was the let me put that up. That was really one of my main things about this particular election. Everybody was like, because number one, let's just keep it all the way a buck, right? If Joe would have lost this particular election, he would have had a heart attack. He's like 90 years old. You know what I'm saying? Joe, hey man, Joe literally wouldn't have made it through this election if he'd have lost, right? My thing, Trump's a racist. Joe has exhibited racist things. And even if Joe Biden is not a racist, right? He is still part and partial to systematic racism. He is still part and partial to the system that does so many minorities wrong, right? You still part of that, partner, because of that 94 crime bill. You still part of that. You know what I'm saying? And you know this. You know I don't have no choice but to bring it back to AAO. Shout out to the African Awareness Organization. Shout out to Kimora, all the Wadugu in the joint, man. Shout out. You know I got to bring it back to AAO. You know, so you got uh, uh you got the dude that wrote or co-wrote rather the 94 crime bill versus a racist. I used to work on a machine. I was a press brake operator, right? It was just happenstance. This was like way before Trump even thought about running for president, right? It was a machine called a Trumpf, right? TRUMPF, right? And the dude that was training me on this particular machine, the dude that was actually training me on this machine actually gave me the history behind the name of this machine because I kept saying, damn, that looked like Trump's name. And he said, actually, it is. And I'm like, what you mean? So this is how he broke it down to me. He said, this machine came from Germany, I believe he said. So it was a German machine from a German company, from a German family. So apparently, Trump's roots go back to Germany. Surprise, surprise, right? That shouldn't shock nobody. So he said Trump's roots go back to Germany, right? And when his ancestors first came to the United States, what all that happened was they took the F off because for all intents and purposes, they was like, it just looked weird. You know what I'm saying? And so Trump turned into Trump, right? And they've been doing business and they was already beginning to be wealthy in Germany. Brought that know-how and that knowledge to the United States. Next thing you know, bim, bam, boom. Trump's grandfather was rich, which helped Trump's father become rich. And Trump ain't never known a hungry day in his life. You know what I'm saying? And yet you got all these poor white folk and poor black folk and poor Mexicans that voted for this dude talking about he knows your struggle. And then talking to black people, talking about what do you got to lose? I'ma just for me personally, I'ma go with self-respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, just off the top of my head, voting for you, I would lose respect for my motherfucking self. You know what I'm saying? That's just the first thing to come off the top of my head. You know, the second thing to come off the top of my head is the fact that, hold on, let me think. You don't know a damn thing about governing a country. Let's just start right there. You know what I'm saying? You're a blithering idiot that didn't know anything about governing a country and fired everybody that did. Now trip on that, right? Now, here's why that fact does not resonate with a lot of people, because you're not willing to fight for your damn self. And so you're damn sure not willing to fight for anybody else. The ancestor Frederick Douglass said it too. You know, hold on, where did he said, I'm gonna get to that quote in a minute. Real talk. Like Trump amassed. So here's my personal notorious opinion as to why Trump wanted in office so bad. A, so he could see what the hell they had on him. That was really number one. No, I don't even think that was number one. I think number one was really to get in there and see what these tax codes are like. How can I manipulate and put into action certain tax codes that will benefit me and my billionaire and multi-millionaire friends once I'm out of office. And even if the and now just financially, Biden would have to be in office for at least 2 terms to undo the shit show that is the Trump administration, right? That's just financially. I'm not certain that what he has done to the American people morally can really ever be undone. You know, like there are things that are coming down the pike that if you are not already aware of them, you will be. You definitely will be. But when the ancestor said, and I'm talking about Frederick Douglass, hold up. The ancestor has so many quotes. Like I said, I could do a quote a show. I could do a quote just of his. But and it's hard for me to even lock down like favorites because it's like I'll read one and I'm like, oh, I love that. That's a favorite, you know. But he said once, a man who will not fight for himself when he has the means of doing so is not worth being fought for by others. Think about that. A man who is not willing to fight for himself when he has the means of doing so is not worth being fought for by others. Why would Congress, why would the Senate, why would the president fight for you, right? When you're not willing to fight for yourself by your vote. Now, I'm going to tell you what, there's people who go back and forth about voting. Does it matter? Does it not matter? Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say for myself in this particular one, literally every vote mattered. You know what I'm saying? Because Barack Obama set a record in the number of votes that was cast for him, right? In the number of overall votes that was cast for him, he set a record. That record was broken by Joe Biden. Joe Biden got more votes than any other president in U.S. history. But you know who else broke that record? Donald Trump this year. He broke it too. He had over 73 million people that voted for him. Joe had about 80. But Donald Trump had 73 million people that voted for him too. So while there's 80 million people that seen something wrong with what Trump was doing, there's 73 million people that didn't. You dig? Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that at all, right? It's 73 million people in this world that see his ideology as relevant. And these are some of the same people that stormed the Capitol. Now, let's talk about that. Oh, wait. Because there's something that I want to go into in regards to this man who will not fight for himself, right? Because the ancestor also says such a man, the world says, may lie down until he has sense enough to stand up. A man like this, such a man who will not fight for himself but would expect others to fight for him, such a man, the world says, may lie down until he has the sense enough to stand up. How much sense do it take to stand up after somebody else done knocked you down? Now, that's me. I come from this. You know, I come from that. I didn't name myself Scrap. I came from this, and those of you that realized it, realized that I learned my ambidexterousness from my father. I could fight southpaw or conventional. 100 buck. You dig? So, yeah, that's true too. That they ride with Trump under the belief of a biblical war to come. But the war may be of biblical proportions, but it ain't gonna be biblical. It's gonna be racial. And it depends on where your line is. You did. Now, I'm gonna put it to you like this. I've said it once. I'll say it again. I will keep saying it because I am notoriously opinionated. I trust all black people like I don't like all white people. And neither one of them is true. Because I got white people that I'm tight with. I got partners that I know stomp down. You know what I'm saying? Because we done been in the mud together. And I got black people. I'm treat your ass like the ancestor here tell me. I'm treat you like I'm gonna tell you. I'm tell you because I know you an infiltrator. I know you an infiltrator. I know you don't mean me no good. I know you don't want freedom for yourself. I know you willing to sit at the table with everybody else and have a plate in front of you with no food on it. I know this. Not me. Number one, I don't even want to sit at your table. I want my own damn table with my own damn people that I want at the table that deserve to be there, right? I don't even want to be at your table. You dig? However, if I was at your table, like the ancestor Malcolm X said, right? How am I going to be at your table and consider myself a diner when the same thing that's on your plate isn't on mine? I'm paraphrasing. If I'm sitting at the table with you and I see that you have steak, potatoes, and gravy and corn on the cob and green beans, you have all of this on your plate, and the only thing I have on my plate is the corn? Just because I have a plate at the table doesn't make me a diner. I'm just at the table. Al Sharpton, you just at the table, bruh. Jesse, you just at the table, bruh. You don't got the same shit. Y'all ain't got it. But that's what you there for, right? That's what you there for. Because, and I'm gonna keep it 100. The reason why they not trying to be a leader. They don't want to be a leader. They seen what happened to Malcolm. They seen what happened to Morton. Hell, they seen what happened to Muammar Gaddafi. You see what happened to, hey man, you play with their money, you're gonna end up on it, or you're gonna die for it. Play with their money if you want to. You're gonna end up on it. You dig? Play with it. You had a president that tried to play with their money. He ended up on it. They killed Muammar Gaddafi because if what he wanted would have went through, he would have tore up the whole system. Muammar Gaddafi was about to look. Whenever any of the races get done, Africa is, always has been, and always will be the wealthiest continent on this planet. And I mean that naturally. Period. Africa produced the most natural, wealthiest everything on the planet from the beginning. Period. Facts. Muammar Gaddafi was about to create an African bank using African resources, unlike the United States, whose resources are us. We are the resources of the United States. The United States is not functioning on any sort of tangible nothing. It's not functioning. It's not functioning on no tangible nothing, right? It is functioning on the resources, on the backs of the workers of the United States. Why in the hell why you think they wanted you to go back to work during COVID so bad? COVID is killing motherfuckers. And they telling you go on back to work. It's cool. Put on a mask. Go back to work. Why? Because you got to keep feeding the machine. Without you, the machine stops. We can't have the machine stop for too damn long. You know? Yeah, it's going to kill some of y'all. But, you know, if they would have never killed him, there would have never been no. It might not have been COVID-19. It would have been called something different a whole lot sooner, because that's not something that they could send the economic hitman to go and take care of. That's not something that, I mean, listen, they learned a lesson with Saddam Hussein. You know what I'm saying? Like with Saddam Hussein, they learned a lesson. They couldn't kill him because he knew all their tricks. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't corrupt him because he already had money. You know what I'm saying? So what did they do? Started a war. That's they 3 phases. That's the 3 phases they go to. You know, they will send economic hitmen to try to corrupt whomever, right? Exactly, chemical warfare. But they will send economic hitmen to try to corrupt whomever, right? If that doesn't work, then they're going to go to assassination. If that doesn't work, they're going to start a coup. What the fuck you think's going on in the United States right now? You know what I'm saying? Trump is trying to start a coup, right? It's already being put into work. You know, this dude can say on national television, "Proud Boys, stand back and stand by," and nobody flinches. And then when the Capitol building gets stormed, and some cabinet and not cabinet members, but some congressmen and congresswomen and senators about to go down. Now what? You know what I'm saying? Now, they had the same amount of notice going into that, right? They had the same amount of notice going into that as they had when Black Lives Matter was talking about protesting at the Capitol building. And y'all seen the juxtaposition of the two different police presences. You know, when Black Lives Matter show up, they got militarized. They militarized outside and was like, "We wish you would step on these steps. Do it at your own peril." Right? What they do when Duck Dynasty and all them hit steps. Moved the barricades, let them in, took a selfie. What? Hold up. So some black people pull up to protest some shit that's some real, you know, and it's some white folks pull up and show you that they tripping because they busting out windows. they climbing up walls. You dig? Nothing happens. And then I seen a video today. They catch one of these cats boarding the flight trying to go home like everything was everything. You know what I'm saying? Like Fox News tried to vilify Anderson Cooper for saying that they were just gonna go back home, go to go to Olive Garden and just kick back and chill. They tried to vilify him for that comment, but that's exactly what they was trying to do. They was, you know, I know I just stormed the Capitol building, you know what I'm saying? took backpacks with I don't know what in there. People had guns. We busted out windows and, you know, destroyed property that wasn't ours, you know. But I'm just about to go get back on this Pan Am flight, you know. I'm just gonna hop on a plane, go on back home, you know. My work here is done. I'm going back home, right? They got buddy on the floor. He talking about, why are you treating me like I'm black? Welcome to how it feels. You dig what I'm saying? Welcome to what we've been going through for hundreds of years. Welcome. You dig? So you're treating us like we're terrorists. All we did was storm the Capitol building. That's it. That's all. All I did was bust in Nancy Pelosi's office and put my feet on her desk. That's all. I just busted out windows. I just ran on the floor when they was trying to pass a stimulus bill. That's all I was. What? I didn't even do nothing. They sound like kids are. I didn't even do nothing. What your kids say every time they do something and you ask them if they did it? I didn't do that. I didn't do it. I ain't even do nothing. Yeah. Well, I don't know about security guards. I know one security guard got killed, and they shot one white woman. But again, you know, and I'm not even making light of the fact that there was a woman that died in this whole transaction. Not making light of that at all, because that's real. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, I'm wondering, in her mind, did she really think that they were going to shoot her? I don't think so. I think that's why a lot of them kept going. Call it me growing up in the hood. Call it the life that I lived. But when someone aims a gun at me and tells me not to move, especially if you got on a uniform, if you are a uniformed person, especially when that uniform is camouflage, and you aim a gun at me and tell me not to move, I'm not. If you tell me to cease and desist, more likely I am. You know why? Because y'all got a history of shooting people that look like me. Y'all got a history of that, right? I don't think she thought they was going to shoot her. I think she thought there was privilege. I don't think she thought they were going to pull the trigger. I don't know. But now it's a question of whether Trump should be indicted for inciting a riot that led to the attack on the Capitol, which led to a woman and a guard being killed. Now, let me take you through a fictitious but not so fictitious scenario. 4 dudes go out, right? 3 of those dudes are going out with the intent to commit nefarious acts, right? So they go out and they are all in one vehicle. There's a driver, a passenger, and 2 guys in the back, right? The 2 guys in the back have been talking to each other all day, right? They've been talking to each other about robbing this liquor store, right? They tell the dude in the passenger seat, but the driver has absolutely no clue what the hell's going on. He's just drinking, he's smoking, he's kicking it with some fellas, right? Now, you have one of the backseat passengers that cooked up the whole idea, told his partner. His partner agreed with it, was like, how much are we going to get? He was like, man, we're going to get a nice little payday. Oh, okay. They include The passenger, the dude in the front seat, passenger seat, they include him on it. He ends up being with it, but nobody still tells the driver. So he has no clue about what's going on, right? Then finally, when they get to the place, when they get to the liquor store, they key the driver in. They like, hey man, we just need you to drive. We're about to go in here and hit this lick, right? So the driver's like, all right, cool. He decides he's going to drive. He's now complicit. The mastermind, the one that cooked up the whole thing, said, I'll be outside. I'm going to watch and make sure don't nobody go in. The dude in the front seat, passenger seat, he goes in, back seat, passenger seat. They go in. They go in, shit goes to hell in the handbasket. They end up shooting and killing the whoever the store clerk is and a lady who was a patron, right? They run back out, get back, and they drive off. They get caught. And everybody gets indicted except the mastermind. So the driver gets indicted. Both the passengers that ran in the store, they both get indicted. To not indict Trump would be like to not indict and convict the mastermind who cooked the whole thing up to begin with, but only punish the ones that went through with it. Now, what would the crime be in the real sense? Incitement to riot. And these are just the main ones. I don't even have the mental power to go through all of the legal crimes that have been committed in this particular act, right? But the main ones, in ascending order, would be incitement to riot, first degree felony murder, and treason. Thoughts? Like, that's where I'm at with it. Incitement to riot, first degree felony murder, and treason, right? Because he was the one that knew about it, publicized it on TV, told him to come, and then lied when he made that bunk ass, like, I don't know who the fuck that dude was that gave the one like closest to presidential speech that I've ever heard him give. That was a doppelganger or some sort of body snatcher or something that was talking for him. Or it was the fact that they said, hey man, you done fucked up enough. You're going to read this. You're going to read this straight off the teleprompter. No additions, no subtractions. You read what we wrote and we're going to try and get you out this mess, right? That's what's going to happen. And he did. He read from the teleprompter, right? So I don't give a damn if he gets impeached again. That's really neither here nor there. I do care whether he's indicted or not. What's up, Ant? Positive vibes, my dude. But I do care if he is indicted, because to not indict him, but indict all these minions, with little to nothing. Come on, man. That's sending the wrong message. Because when you break it down to street stuff, if that situation happened, everybody in that car is facing life. Off the flip, everybody in that situation is facing life. But you mean to tell me that the worst off Trump is gonna get is impeached? For real? That's the worst he gonna get, is impeached. He go resign a week and a half early. Going to resign a week and a half early. Get impeached. Come on, man. It's It's got to be more to it than that. But again, if you're not willing to fight for the things that you say that you want, why would you expect anybody else to? Ain't nobody gonna fight for you if you're not willing to fight for yourself. Again, keep in mind, a man who will not fight for himself when he has the means of doing so is not worth being fought for by others. Such a man may lay down until he has sense enough to stand up, you know? So that's my question. Do you have the sense enough to stand up? Are you willing to fight for what you believe in? Right? So it comes down to conviction, you know? So, facts. They supposed to be facing life at the very least. Facts. You know? Them is facts you saying, Johnson Hill. You know? They are supposed to be facing life at the least. However, do you think that's what's going to happen? Nope. I don't think so. However, power concedes nothing without a demand. Frederick Douglass said that too. You know, and like I said, I could do a whole show on the Frederick Douglass kick. But like I said, man, there's a lot of stuff that was on my mind. I didn't have the patience to try to fill in a guest with everything that I had on my mind today, because I just got a lot on my mind, and the ancestor was one of the things that got on my mind. But I kind of want to end like this. I've mentioned this before, but Mano got a song called Khalif Browder, right? And if you've never heard of who Khalif Browder is, you know, I'm not faulting you. I'm just saying get up on who Khalif Browder is, because Khalif Browder is he is a picture of what systematic racism, mass incarceration, and the system looks like, and how it can fail us. And real talk, they showed the two systems. But I'm gonna tell you, like, every time I hear that song, every time I start thinking about the life of Khalif Browder, I get upset. I get emotional. And not even because I know what he went through, but I know what he went through. Those of you that know me know exactly what I'm talking about. Those of you that know the story of Khalif Browder and know me know for real what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know what the brother went through. You know what I'm saying? I know what the brother went through. He was locked up, he was incarcerated, and he was attacked by guards. He was beat up by guards. He was beat up by other inmates. They kept jumping him. There's video of him being consistently jumped by other guys that was locked up with him. Why? That's how the joint is, right? Especially if they don't think you can take care of yourself, if they don't think that you can defend yourself. When you done slept a few people, they leave you the fuck alone. You know what I'm saying? When they know that you willing to kill and die for what you believe in, they leave you the fuck alone. But this little brother didn't do what he was charged with doing. And they kept him on Rikers Island for 2 years. For 2 years, right? They kept him there with no bail. They kept his brother there with no bail for 2 years for something that he didn't do and they couldn't prove. And they kept him there. And they told him, if you just plead guilty and say that you did it, we'll release you today. And he said, I'm not going I'm not going to plead guilty to something that I didn't do. I didn't do it. I'm not going to plead to something that I didn't do just so you can send me home early. And they kept that little brother there for 2 years, right? He got out and he was home for 2 years. And his mother would say that he would pace in the driveway in a rectangle. And he would just pace. I do that. Not even in the driveway. But when I'm in deep thought, when I'm angry, I pace. And I pace in a rectangle. He did an interview, said he was doing better. That he was getting a job, going to school. And he hung himself. I've had partners that have experienced the same thing. They were doing fine to everybody else, and then, but they say that one of the reasons why people commit suicide psychologically is not necessarily because they don't want to live. They just don't want to live the life that they're living. It's not that they don't want to live life. They just don't want to live the life that they're living. And thus, the story of Khalif Browder. I get emotional every time I hear that song. And if you ever get a chance, listen to that Mano song, man. Listen to Khalif Browder, man, and tell me what you think about it. Tell me how it affects you. But it makes me angry. Is what it does. It makes me angry because of a system that's a game to some people. But at the same time, it really is a game, and it's a game. How would you feel if you played a game and when it's your turn to go, you get skipped? And then other people get to play. And then when it's your turn again, you get skipped. And then other people get to play. And then when it's your turn again, you get skipped. And you keep getting skipped. And you keep getting skipped. And you get skipped for 500 fucking years. How far behind in the game you think you're going to be? Or rather, how far ahead of the game you think you're going to be when your turn has been skipped for 500 years? And that's why I want to be a businessman. Because I'm going to turn the shit around. Promise. I'm going to turn it around. You dig? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to reach out and reach back. What I want to do is create the 4 things in the community that we need to thrive and survive. I want a supermarket. I want a bank. I want a school. And I want a hospital. Let's start with that. Not start with one of them. Let's start with all of them. You know what I'm saying? We need it all. Yes, we need one. Yes, we need another. But we need all of it. You dig? But let's work together and make that happen. Ujima. It means unity. Ujima. That's it. That's all I got for right now. So check this out. Check me out. Notoriously Opinionated. Every Monday and Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Check me out every Tuesday morning for AM Opinionated. It's your man again, Solo Dolo in the morning, 8 a.m. for AM Opinionated, right? On Wednesday, I will have guests. My co-host will be back with me, man. Shout out to my dude Hero, you know. And he gonna be rocking with me. We got good guests all the way till March, you know. So when I start doing scheduling again, you know, I'm gonna reach out, you know, and first come, first serve. You dig? So if I shoot the link to you, if I shoot the invite to you, and and I ask you, hey, when you want on the show, man, this is what we talking about. This is what's going on. This is what I got popping. And you take 2, 3, 4, 24, 48 hours to get back at me. Don't get mad when your show don't pop up till July, August. Don't get mad at me. Don't be like, damn, bro. You know I love that topic, bro. You know I'm knowledgeable about that topic, bro, man. Why you didn't have me on the show? Because you took 8 hours to get back at me. That's why. You know, let me go ahead and answer all them questions right now. To everybody that's like, man, why I ain't been on the show? Why? Because you ain't responded. That's like the reason why. That is the reason, you know. And for real, if I keep reaching out to you and you ain't hit me back yet, it is what it is. It is what it is. I understand messages really well. You know what I'm saying? The spoken and the unspoken. I think unspoken messages speak louder than when people scream at me. Facts. So until then, man, check me out on Facebook Live, my Facebook page, Notoriously Opinionated. That's my YouTube channel. My goal for 2021 is to get at least 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. So go to Notoriously Opinionated on YouTube, subscribe, share, like. If you want to help the show, that's how you can help it. Go to YouTube, subscribe to Notoriously Opinionated. Subscribe to Notoriously Opinionated. Subscribe to Notoriously Opinionated. Like, share. Like, share. That's how you help the show. That's how you help me get to 1,000 subs. That's how you help the show, right? Breakout Media Group is a thing. I'll be coming out with some with my merchandise within the next 60 days. I'm gonna have some dope ass shirts, dope ass hats. You know I'm gonna have some dope ass hats. You know what I'm saying? I mean, again, anybody that know me know I'm gonna have some dope ass hats. So I'm gonna have some dope ass shirts, some dope ass hats. No knock on the Royals or the Chiefs or any other team that I rock with, but trust, I'm gonna be wearing my shit. I'm gonna be wearing my shit. Trust that. What else? Areas of Human Activity. Check me out on Spotify. Areas of Human Activity is on Spotify and a variety of other FM stations. But if you just want to find it the quickest and the fastest, go to Spotify, type in Areas of Human Activity is gonna pop up. You can catch all the rest of the podcasts that I do. That's just audio. If you want to catch the video, if you want to catch the visual, you know what I'm saying? Check me out, like I said, Monday and Wednesday evening, 8:30, Notoriously Opinionated, and Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. for AM Opinionated, man. I appreciate everybody. Love y'all. Peace. I'm out.